Roblox, Discord, and Snapchat have all been hit with another lawsuit, this time connected by lawyers to the grooming and sexual assault of a Peoria County teenager. The attorney on the case hopes this suit can help other young people. The Dolman Law Group represents a 17-year-old Peoria County girl identified as Jane Doe and her mother. The suit alleges these apps are, quote, breeding grounds for predators, end quote, and enabled the sexual exploitation and abduction of this teen. Jane Doe, a Roblox user, was allegedly groomed by a predator who moved their conversations to Discord and Snapchat. This led to explicit messages, coerced images, and multiple sexual assaults and an abduction, again, according to the attorney. Sarah Beller says despite new safety measures rolling out on these apps, she doesn't believe the crimes will stop.
We're really hoping to, force systemic change on Roblox and these other platforms, really to force them to institute those mandatory safety precautions that would make its platform a safer place for kids. We really want to make sure this just doesn't happen to anyone else in the future.
She adds parents can make sure their kids are safer online by being open with them about the dangers they could come across while on these apps.